Dafne, and welcome back to Healthy Living. I'm here with Renate Alec from Westcare Pacific Islands and Vince Uggan from the Department of Public Health. We're here to talk about STD Awareness Month, and if you don't know, STD stands for Sexually Transmitted Disease. So what should people in the community know about STDs?
All right, so STD Awareness Month is another opportunity for us to raise awareness about the impact of STDs on our lives, and also to bring up the importance of preventing STDs, testing STDs, and also treating STDs.
Okay, so these diseases are spread through sexual intercourse.
Exactly.
And what kind of STDs are out there in the community?
All right, so some of the more common STDs on Guam include chlamydia, which is actually the most common STD, followed by gonorrhea, and we also want to include syphilis and HIV as well. So Guam, in the nation, we rank within the top 10 with our chlamydia rates for the past 5 years. Compared to the national rate, our rate was 523 per 100,000 population in 2014, and the national rate was actually 452.6 per 100,000 population. So Guam's chlamydia rate is fairly high, and it has been so in the past 5 years.
Okay, so how serious are these diseases? Can they be fatal?
Some of them could. The thing is, a lot of them are treatable, so they are preventable as well. So people who experience symptoms could be a discharge, painful urination, lower abdominal pain, the list goes on and on. But the thing is, the most common sign or symptom is nothing at all. So you could be infected with an STD but have no symptoms.
Okay, so I think he mentioned that the most important thing is that they are preventable. So how can people get tested?
They can get tested at places like Westcare Pacific Islands, which we are now located in the Reflection Center, second floor, Suite 202. Also, they can be tested at the Department of Public Health in Mangilao and Dedido, and another place to be tested is Gala.
Okay, so what do people need to get tested? Do they need insurance?
They don't need insurance because the tests are free and confidential. So it's free of charge.
Okay, so is there what days and what times can they get tested?
Still with Westcare Pacific Island, still the same schedule, which is Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 p.m. and by appointment over the weekend. And Department of Public Health, probably?
Yes, at Public Health, our hours of operation is Mondays through Fridays, 8 to 5. Between Mondays and Wednesdays, we have a walk-in clinic. On Thursdays and Fridays is by appointment only.
Okay, so another thing that we mentioned earlier is that STDs can also be prevented through preventative measures.
Exactly.
So how can STDs be prevented?
All right, so one of the surest ways of preventing STDs is to abstain from sex. So not having sex at all is the most effective way of not getting infected with STDs. People can also use condoms. So we have condoms available at Guam Public Health in our Mangilao and Dedido facilities, as well as Westcare Pacific Islands and Gala. Their office is actually located in Tumuni.
Okay, and a lot of times people, they get confused. They think condoms, birth control, they're the same thing, but there's a big difference when it comes to STDs. So can you kind of explain that?
All right, so condoms do prevent STDs and they do prevent pregnancies, but you got to keep in mind that with birth control, they don't prevent STDs. So even if you're taking birth control, there is a chance of you getting infected with STDs.
Okay, and another thing is that with condoms, how effective are they in preventing STDs?
All right, if used consistently and correctly, condoms are 99% effective of preventing STDs. So it's really important that people use condoms consistently and correctly. We have trained staff at Public Health and also Westcare and Gala who have been trained on how to properly put on condoms. So if you'd like, feel free to drop by any of our offices and we'll show you a proper way to put on a condom.
Okay, so are there any upcoming events or special days throughout this month or coming up related to STD awareness?
All right, so on the public health side, every week we're going out in the community providing testing services to members of the community who are at higher risk. We are also distributing condoms at a much higher rate now. So beginning April all the way till June, we have National HIV Testing testing day on June 26th. So on a weekly basis, we'll be providing condoms to different venues on the island.
Okay, so why, people, this is kind of a taboo subject that a lot of people don't like to talk about openly. So with STD Awareness Month in the month of April, why is it so important to get out and get that information out there?
All right, so that people are informed. I think the most important thing is for people to be informed and to also talk about it. Because I think once you talk about STDs and sex in general, that scariness kind of goes away. A lot of people are intimidated about talking about STDs and sex in general. So it's really important that, if we talk more about it, eventually we'll be more at ease whenever we talk about it, and we could save a life one day by talking about it.
Education is definitely key, and it's just because you don't talk about something doesn't mean that the threat isn't there.
Exactly.
Anytime you have sexual intercourse, this is a possibility that if you don't use protection or you don't get tested, that you could be affected. Okay, so just to close out, if people want to find out any more information, is there a website or a phone number that they can call?
Sure.
Yes, with Westcare Pacific Island, our website is westcare.com, and they can also call us at 472-0218.
Right, at Public Health, we have our Protehihao website, and that's www.protehihao.guam.gov. Feel free to also like us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Protehihao. And also call us at our Guam AIDS hotline at 734-AIDS, that's 734-2437.
All right, well, thank you both so much for joining me and sharing this important information for the community. And stay tuned. Up next, we catch up with the KOAM news team for their GIM training. We're back after the break.